Continuing, 2024 Aber '03 Eddie. Um, the it's now, don't know what time it is. Maybe 6. And so 1800, and the last couple of videos, I think it was a couple different files. So it'll be a few different boncons. About the Kaez value. Originally, what I wanted to say was that maybe we could define anxiety as being when you have a lot of B0 H5 its, meaning B0 is on the extreme end, on the antilivery side, and on the extreme positive, or high end, and then H5 is on the low end, on the equilivery side, so closer to the origin. So when you have a lot of B0H5 its, then you've got alarms that are very sensitive, mechanisms that sort of want to act, but then don't really lead to anything, affect any behavior or anything. And so the situations remain. And ideally, if the alarms are so sensitive, then there would be great measures taken to either adjust those alarms or change the exterior situation, whatever. But so they're just kind of, if there are a lot of ineffective its, a lot of things that are triggered without actually doing something, then that would lead to a state of anxiety, wouldn't it? When you have a lot of things up in the air. And it would explain the Zeigarnik effect, which is where we stop worrying about things when we come up with a plan for how to tackle them. The step-by-step, Henry Allen or Roy Baumeister said, one of them said, 45-step or something plan. Really detailed plan. And then that will feel addressed. And so that alarm won't be going off as much. So that's sort of an exterior way of changing the conditions so that you're sensitive. No, what you're doing is you're extending the equilibrium. You're doing something about the anxiety. You're anxious about this thing, then think about this thing until you find a solution. Not just keep running the alarm and listening to the alarm, but do something about it. So when people are very affected but don't do much, could that be like anxiety? I think so. I don't do much relative to how much sort of affects me, or how much slaps me, and how much activity there is, and how sensitive it is to getting slapped. Now, the little that I do, this thinking and these scribbles on the board, may end up being a big consequence. But I'm still out here being anxious, having all these thoughts and doubts and stuff. If I actually designed experiments, if that were the ex-livery, if that anxiety had a really powerful effect on my behavior and thinking, not just interrupting it, but on slapping new behaviors and thoughts, then maybe I wouldn't be so anxious. I don't know. And then how do you reconcile that possible explanation of anxiety with just that it's serotonin irregular or poor serotonin regulation? Well, I don't know yet. I will Google it once I can use my computer again. But what that could mean is serotonin, the chemical activity, that's on the Z-axis. So a sensitivity, a sensitive alarm system would mean high ZIT on the antilivery side. And maybe, biologically, chemically speaking, indeed there is an overactivity of serotonin leading up to or on the pre-decision side. And then maybe no decision feels like the right one because of less serotonin activity on the equilibrium side of things. But maybe anxiety is either just too much or too much serotonergic activity or just too little, in which case that would undermine that. So we'll have to look into that. Serotonergic? I don't know.